Good afternoon, everybody. Thank you for joining me today. Sunday, it's subscribers VIP auction day. Of course, we'll use this opportunity as well to discuss anything that you guys want to discuss in the VIP club. We've had quite a busy-ish weekend, quite a busy-ish week this week with the launch of the carbon video. That's gone down really, really well. It's surprising how such a simple video can connect with people. When we first had the thought of creating that video, it's because we couldn't find anywhere that could demonstrate to us how to change the carbon in the Big Blue. And of course, if you follow that step-by-step guide, you'll be able to do it pretty easily. It's the first time that we did it. I think we filled the Big Blue with carbon, then tried to get the pipe down the middle. Of course, that wouldn't work, so we had to empty it all out again and things like that. We've got it quite down to a fine art now. We can probably change that carbon in the Big Blue within 15-20 minutes if needed to, although it does last a long time in there. When we're talking about the Big Blues, just remember that there is 3 different sizes of Big Blue. So you get small, medium and large. The ones that we use here at Elite Coir, the medium size ones with that amount of carbon in, they will fill a pond flat out. We always like to run it slower where we can, because the dwell time over the carbon helps so much. The one that I use at home, where I don't spend as much time with the fish, is a Big Blue, so that one I can really fire the water through quickly. If you're running a small one, I would still err on the side of caution and run it back from running it at full. Of course, the only way to really test if there's chlorine coming out of the Big Blue is to do a chlorine test as the water exits the Big Blue. If any of you are around and you want to bring in a water sample, then please do so. We've got the Hanna equipment and we can test it to see if there is any chlorine passing your dechlorinating unit. Just on that as well, the sediment cartridge filters, these are available as singles, or if you buy 2 of these, we'll send 3 through. Change these quite regular, guys. They're only very, very cheap. You probably see the condition of the one that I took out the Big Blue on the video. It was way past changing. With these, we can send these through 3 at a time. If you're using, excuse me, if you're using the 10-inch 3-stage dechlorinators, this is the refillable cartridges. Really, really simple to use. Just screw the lid, pull the lid out, fill it with your carbon, flush it through and pop it in your 3-stage unit. There's one that we filled with carbon, so you can see it's absolutely full with the good stuff. And of course, not last but not least, not to mention the carbon. Now remember, subscribers, you do get 20% on this at the moment. So a 10-litre tub of carbon will cost you £32 as opposed to £40 for a non-subscriber. So let's see who's joining us. Good afternoon, Keith. Thank you for joining us. Dean, how's the weekend been? Yeah, it's been great. Of course, Michael's had the weekend off, a well-deserved break. We've been doing a lot of the shop. We've actually dropped a pond out and we've replaced the Burton's drum with 2 easy pods last week. And it sounds so easy to drop a pond out and get it fired up with 2 easy pods, of course. Anybody who's ever piped a filter up knows that that's just the start of the thought process. But all credit to the full team. Everybody's worked so hard to get that done, including coming in on the days off, which I really appreciate. Hopefully, we'll get the Tempest fitted to them 2 ponds tomorrow, and they will be back up and running with koi in them. As always, you know, if any of you want any videos or anything of what we're doing at the shop, if you want me to go into more detail with the pipe work and things like that, let me know, because I can pick up the other device and go around there and show you whatever you need to know. Paul's just asking, have we dried up yet? The official ending of dry January. I think that's the longest spell that we've ever been in the shop without a flood. And the worst thing about yesterday's, of course, was it happened about a minute and a half before I was due to go live on the stream. So it was like all hands to the pump, literally. Fortunately, Wayne was here and Helen had popped in. They managed to get the leak under control while we got on with the auction. But yeah, it's amazing how much a small amount of water, how far it can go in such a short space of time. and that was caused really by one of the slide valves passing. Now, we always know that with the slide valves that they will pass after a period of time. This is particularly important on the Tempest. What we always do is we upgrade them from the slide valves to the let me get one to the ball valves. We replace them with a ball valve like this because we know that these won't pass. And you know, a slide valve, sometimes they can be passing within weeks, and it's just the uproar of changing the valve. So what we do is we put these straight in from day one. We never have to worry about the valves on the Tempest again. Interestingly enough, with the Tempest, I do see a lot online where people are using air to clean it, or they're adding air stones or whatever to get it to do its job. If your Tempest isn't creating that boiling effect when you open the valve at the bottom, then the Venturi is not working. It doesn't need any additional air in there. It will be because your top valve is more than likely passing and letting air back in, as opposed to the air coming through the bottom and creating that bubbling process. So if ever you think the Tempest isn't working before you start adding air or anything, just give us a call and we'll go through it with you just to make sure that there's no air getting into the Tempest. The fantastic filters, we love them from day one. That one on Pond 8. Pond 8's never ever been cleaned. Everybody who comes in, you can see every detail in the bottom of the pond, and that is all down to that Tempest. So fantastic filters. Just change the valves if you know it's going to be an issue. Upgrade it day one. Job done. So what else has been happening in that carbon video? Like I say, I was quite surprised really to see the poll that Ben had done about how people were dechlorinating the water going into the pond, and I was quite surprised to see that there was still people not using any dechlorinator whatsoever in the ponds. And you know what I'm like, I like to look at the long-term issues that may be caused by what we do or what we don't do with fish. So I started doing a bit of research into what damage chlorine can literally do to the fish. And when we've always known that the gills are the lungs of the fish, very, very delicate structures, the lungs, and the chlorine, if it is passing and it's getting to them gills, it's going to damage them. And I quite fear that there'll be long-term damage done to them if we don't dechlorinate the water properly. So if you're not using it, please consider using it, if nothing else. It's not so bad if you store the water before you use it in the pond and gas it off using oxygen, all that type of thing. Just please, I beg everybody, make sure that any chlorine that gets into the pond is a very, very minute amount, because it will do a lot of long-term damage. The other interesting one, I don't know how many chemists we've got on here, chloramine. Of course, chloramine is chlorine added to ammonia. It makes it into a stronger disinfectant when they use it in the water things. When you've got chloramine in the pond, of course, the fish are constantly producing ammonia. So it could be that the combination of the fish producing ammonia, chlorine passing into the water, could actually be creating chloramine in that pond environment, which is quite a fascinating, eye-opening thing to consider. It's something that I've never considered before. And as soon as I saw it, I said to Michael, look at this. And it could explain some of the symptoms that we see with fish laying on the side, long-term fish sulking, clamping, when you're doing scrapes and you're not finding any parasites. When you're testing the water, the water parameters are reasonable. Maybe here is now that we go back right to the beginning and see what's getting into the pond to start with. So yeah, really good video. Anything else video-wise, any content that you'd like to see us create here at Leacoy Wall is, it's quite a job trying to come up with content that'll keep you guys interested. It's a lot of the pond stuff is same. Of course, we're doing it day in, day out, and we forget about some of the steps that we just take for granted now. So we're always all ears for anything that you'd like to see. What else happened last week? Joe Mitchell, the launch of the Koi Perspective online magazine. I was absolutely delighted when Joe called and said that he'd like to have Elite Koi on board with that magazine. It's only 20 dealers in there. That it says so much. We're so proud of what we've done here at Elite Koi, and to be part of that magazine is fantastic. Joe called me the following day and he'd had a massive response to that online magazine. Remember, the magazine is free, so which is the best thing of all. So if you do subscribe up to it, it'll get delivered to your mailbox monthly. Joe's hoping that it can continue monthly. If you don't see it in your mailbox, check your spam folder, because Joe thinks he was inundated with that many requests for the magazine that the provider had marked him down as a spammer because of all the requests that was coming in through his website. So if you haven't received it, check your spam folder and see if it's in there. And any problems, let us know. Joe's hoping to come over so we can do some stuff with him here at Elite Koi, which will be fantastic. So, has anybody got any questions before we get on to the VIP auction? I can't believe there's 6 fish in today. We'll go through them. Of course, anybody who joined us yesterday with the live auction, you'd see that there was one of the Ginrin tan shows for Marahiro that went as a Dutch style auction. We've got another one in today's auction. This is the last one for now of this size and this quality. Ginrin Kahaku, fantastic fish, really, really good. What Deck's done is Deck's put the wheel in, so we're going to spin it to see which fish we go for first. We are going to be giving you a little prize away, which if we flick over to the other camera now, we're going to be giving away to one person who wins one of today's fish, that 7 kg tub of Malamix koi food. The bucket, really, really good bucket there for keeping your feed in. So whoever wins any of today's auction fish will go into the wheel and we'll draw somebody to win that Malamix food. So any questions, guys? I'm all ears. Fire them through. I can see all the comments up the side. See, if not, Deck, we'll go for the wheel. Yeah, just going to flash that one up while we're going for the Sankey first. The Sankey's going to be first. Rob Rice, is this the cap that's going to Japan? So, of course, I've not mentioned it yet today. I wasn't going to mention it, Keith, but since you have mentioned it, yeah, Friday. I'm already starting to get insomnia, waking up in the middle of the night, thinking about what we're going to be doing when we're out in Japan. Fill in that online request form, guys. If you want the personal touch with me and you on WhatsApp, fill in that online form, and then when I'm going around there, you'll be at the top of the list for fish that I'm looking for. So let's get back to this Sankey. Dex kindly put the details up at the bottom there. This is 40 centimetre male koi from Hirasawa, Marasei. Got a great body line, very bright Benny. We're coming to expect this now from Marahiro Koi. Nice fish, got a nice pattern. They say that when you're looking for a Sankey, you should select a fish with a good Kahaku pattern in the background. That's got a reasonable Kahaku pattern. A lot of fish there for the starting bid, which I believe is, I'm hoping Deck's going to pop that up.
250.
250. Deck says we're starting at 250 on this Marasei Hirasawa. Sorry, what am I about? Marahiro Sankey. I'm getting confused because I was going to tell you guys Marasei and Marahiro are actually brothers. So Hirasawa Koi Farm and Marahiro Koi Farm. It's 2 brothers that run each farm themselves. And I was speaking to a customer in today about that, and sometimes we forget about Hirasawa, but he does a fantastic fish, really, really good value for money with Hirasawa Koi, and of course Marahiro Koi, probably one of the biggest koi farms in Japan, and we're managing to put fish out at this sort of price, which is fantastic. So we're looking at 250 to get that one going. We have got 6 for you today. Whoever wins it will go into the wheel to win the 7 kg bucket of food. Quite like this one. It's quite unique in the style of them Benny dots between the back of the head there and that first plate of Benny the red. There's some nice red dots in there, which is quite unique. Now, whether they're going to stay or fade out or whatever, it's just a nice little touch. It gives this fish a real personality. It's got the white nose, which is very desirable in a Sankey. The sumi is placed on the shoulder, which is very desirable in the Sankey. And like I say, it's got a reasonable Kahaku pattern underneath it all. The sumi is very thick on this one. So does anybody want to open up at 250 on this one? If not, guys, don't worry. These will hit the live auction next week. They may just have a slightly different starting bid on. Remember, this is our way of letting you guys have the first offers on the koi that are coming through. I've been speaking to Michael today about the Kaze grow out, and we're going to hopefully get some more details of that through to you this week. So £250, I think that's us. If anybody wants to have a go, if not, we will call it. I guess if it is unsold, if you change your mind towards the end of the auction, let me know and I'll bring it back in at the end there. So Rob's very tempted. Well, I'll tell you what, Rob, let's get on to the next fish. We'll spin another fish. We can always come back to it at the end. As I say, there's 6 fishing today, including that fantastic Tancho, which is one big chunk of a fish. Unfortunately, it's got that historic damage on the side, but I'll show you in the video so you can see that. And like Tracy was saying, don't forget you will get your 5% discount off the price that you win at. So next up, Ginri and Karashigoi. We'll just let Dec get that caught up. So these are nice. These fish are from Barudo. Again, it's definitely a male koi that. You see, we haven't got it sex, but just looking at the body shape there, these fish, when they pack some weight on, are going to be quite incredible fish. Karashigoi do grow quite effortlessly as well. So strong Ginrin, lovely mustard colour. Of course, the Karashigoi is a mustard coloured koi. Sometimes they're confused a little bit with Kigoi. So we're looking at 250 to get that one going. Very nice fish. Look at how big them pectoral fins are. Lovely consistency in the colour. I love the Ginrin on these fish. Look how strong it is. And of course, the Ginrin I was explaining yesterday it's more or less a mirror on the scale. So that scale reflects the light back at you. And these fish were filmed not in natural sunlight as well. So you can imagine how that's going to be when the sun hits it. So 250 to get that one up and going. Again, remember, folks, this is just our way of letting you see the fish and have first opportunity of them before we move them on to the wider audiences of the live auction on a Saturday. Nice fish. So we got anybody tempted with that one? If you're considering it, we can always come back to it again later. Very nice koi. So let's just park that one to one side as well. Again, while you can have a think about it. I think it's probably a good idea that we show you them all so that if you're looking at one in particular, you can get to see them all before you commit to start bidding on one. We'll spin it again, please, Dec. So what we got here? Ginri Nakamatsuba. Yeah. Again, very, very strong fish these from Marahiro Koi Farm. Akamatsuba, very, very popular. Wow, look at that. Stunning, stunning koi. Fantastic body shape on it. The Ginrin's strong. You can see that the sumi within the scales isn't too dark at this time, which is good because you know it's going to come through a little bit richer as the koi matures. But the colour on these fish is very, very good. So we're looking at 350 to get this one going. Look at the shoulders on that fish, so very, very broad. shoulders, excuse me. So 350 to get that one up and going. Not many of these left as well. I think this is either the last or the second to last. Ginrin, Akamatsuba. These, I think, will go really, really quickly in the live auctions as well. So look at the shoulders on it, the build of it. What size is it? It's at 39 centimetres, so it'll be bigger than that now. When these fish are in quarantine, we do put the feeders on them, so we keep them developing. As soon as they're coming from Japan, we slowly ramp the feed up. So in effect, we're growing them on for the month that they're with us while we're in quarantine and everything. It shows on this one, the Akamatsuba, of course, was on a previous shipment to the last fish, and you can see the Karashigoi, it will form this body on it. This one's been in the heat of the feed a little bit longer, and it really does show on the body of the fish. So 350, we got anybody tempted? If not, we shall move on to the next one. We can always flip back round them in the order that Dex got them up. Just having a look. Rob's, yeah, it's a good starting price bargain. It is a very, very good fish. I remember as the numbers grow in the subscribers club as well, the competition's going to get a little bit harder for you guys, particularly as the season gets going as well. We're starting to see all the views on the social media channels starting to increase now. Happens every year after Christmas, get to November, get to February and March, and it really does take off the koi season. Hiyotsuori now, lots and lots of interest in these koi. These are the Shinoda Hiyotsuori, and they are built like tanks. Look at the colour and the pattern on that fish. Wow. The colour just says it all for me. The 44 centimetre Shinoda, really, two names always spring to mind when talking about Hiyotsuori. One is Shinoda and the other one's Hirasawa Marase. Beautiful colour. Look at the depth of colour in that fish, though. And that, remember, this fish hasn't seen any natural light for quite some time, so you get that out into the sunlight, that's going to really, really pop. I think every pond should have one. The black and red, for me, I think is what a combination of colours. But the black is so thick as well. The sumi is so luxurious. It almost looks like that lacquer style. A good quality sumi. When you're looking at the koi scales, you don't really see the scales because of the shine and the depth. It's like a real deep, luxurious feel to the colour of the black. So we're looking at 350 to get this one going. Cracking fish. I don't know if it's sexed. We haven't sexed that one. So what we do, of course, when we're sexing them, if we put it to male, it's because we felt the bumps around the gill plate and the cheeks of the fish, and on the fore part of the pectoral fin, so we know we can confidently say that is a male koi. With female fish, it's a much trickier thing unless you've actually seen them spawn. So if we do put female, we're only 80% certain of it being a female. If it's not listed, the chances are on this fish this size that will be a female koi, because we would have felt the bumps on the gill plates and things like that. So it's easier for us just to leave them unsexed. Probably a female. Looking at the body shape, that would lean towards it being a female as well. So Rob's just saying that's a contender for the elite shows, definitely. The Shinoda is a farm that I will be making a beeline for next week. Shinoda also some absolutely stunning Deutz showers. We've had them in Pond 10 in previous seasons, and we'll be looking for some of them as well. Really high quality koi. But look at that price tag to get it going. $350 to get it going. That is 44 centimetre Shinoda Hyotsuri, starting price of $350, and of course the chance to win 7 kg Malamix food. I think everybody's not quite there with that one. Stunning fish there. I like the pattern. What do you think to the pattern, guys? When you're looking at a Hyotsuri, always nice to have a checkerboard pattern. It's quite evenly spaced on both sides of the koi. The sumi is developed in both pectoral fins, which really balances the fish off. Big, powerful koi, these. So, right, okie dokie. Let's move on to the next one. I believe we've got 2 tanshos to come. And there we go, the tansho. So this fish, guys, remember this one, much towards the end of the video, I will roll the koi over on this near side. As you're looking at the fish in the video, just behind that pectoral fin and behind the gill plate, there is a bit of historic damage on the belly of the koi. It's a perfectly healthy fish, but at some point this fish has lost some scales there, and they've not regrown. So this fish here really, let's see here, it's a feisty one, I do know. There, you just see it there, just behind where my thumb was. If you're looking at this fish from above, that's not going to affect the viewing of the koi. Through a window, you know, it doesn't look too bad at all, but I think it's important to let you guys know about this one. So what I'm going to do with this one, we've got 250 starting bid on it, but this is an immense fish. Look at it from above. 42 centimetre tansho. I do believe it was a male koi. We'd have to check that one. But look at it there. Just unfortunate about that historic damage. Love the shape, the colour. It's pure white. It's a snow white. And these fish are quite stressed, you know. We've netted them. They've been in a holding net waiting for the videos and things like that. You imagine how white that was when it was in the pond. It's just a fantastic fish. That big, deep circle on the head. Beautiful. So 250 to get that one up and going. What a fish. What a fish. If that one doesn't go today, I think we might do an auction, a raffle with this one. Superb koi. The white skin, so look how thick the backbone is as well, the spine. These are all the little things that we look at when you're looking for the fish growing and packing some weight on. It's already at 42 centimetres at this eye. I would suggest to get that fish up to 60, 70 centimetres is going to be quite an easy project. So there we go. Nobody tempted with that one. Let's just flash up to the last Ginrin Tansho then deck. Now this is the last of the Ginrin Tansho. Terry actually picked his up earlier, the one that he won yesterday in yesterday's auction. Again, the fish you can see that from the same spawning, the bodies are very, very similar. That big, deep red spot on the head. Ginrin's very, very strong. This fish, the skin's slightly whiter, lovely, beautiful white nose. Yeah, that is a good quality Ginrin Tansho from Monohero, 40 centimetres. It is a male koi. Superb. So looking at 300 to get that one up and going. That is a low starting bid, guys, and it is the last one. So if you're considering one of these for the season, I would suggest to you this is the fish that you need to be having to think about. Hopefully we will get some more later on in the season. Absolutely stunning fish. I love them. The Ginrin, the reflection of light's quite something. So 300 to get that one going. Anybody interested? There we go. Somebody's bid the 300. Trace will tell me who that is. I mean, these fish. Philip, well done, Philip. Yeah, I don't blame you. There's a lot of fish there. 40 centimetre in this Ikoi Tancho for £300 to get it going. It is a stunning koi. It is a stunning koi. And of course, I know a lot of you guys, your ponds are full. You know, big thank you to everybody who's supported Elite Koi throughout the last couple of years. Obviously, a lot of the subscribers that are in this VIP club have been very, very important, very loyal customers to us over the years. So this is why I want to put these fish out to you guys first before the general public. And of course, there's less competition for you to buy them as well. So 300 with Philip. Cracking koi. The Benny is so strong. The Benny's the red. The Tancho spot is really, really good. There's Martin. Afternoon, Martin. Let's play that video again. Don't worry, Martin. We are going to run through them all again. This one, there is a bid on it. Phillips bid 300. Incredible fish. These fish got blue eyes as well. You can't really see that. I don't know if we got a still image on it, but the blue it's a lovely sky blue. You just see it on this near side eye in the bottom of the bowl there. Yeah, there you go, blue eyes. Beautiful koi. So 300 with Philip. Have we got any more on it? If not, I will end this one. Of course, there's only Philip to win the 7 kg of Malamix food at the moment. We will spin through them all again. A superb koi. So it looks like nobody else is going for it. Philip, I'm going to say going once. Going twice. Look at that fish. Look how white the skin is. Going 3 times. This is your last chance. Philip's got that at £300. That's sold to Philip. Well done, Philip. You'll be chuffed to pieces with that koi. So what we'll do, guys and girls, we'll just go back. We'll flick through them all again, obviously, except for the Gimli Tancho. That one's now sold. Just let me know what you want to do, Philip, if you'd stay here till Easter. Temperatures are pretty good. I think they're down to dip next week. So if they come back up around the 10s, 12s, if you've got fish here, I would suggest it's a good opportunity to get them moved before Easter. So you've got that settling in time ready for the growing season. So back to the Sankey. This one was 250 we're looking for on that one to get that one going. Has anybody had a thought? If not, I'm not going to leave it up there for long. So let's say going once, going twice. Oh, Facebook user, there we go. Somebody's offering 200. I can't take 200 for that. It's just a little bit too low. Don't forget, you will get your discount off these fish as well. So they really are rock bottom prices for you guys in the first place. So 250. We've got somebody with 250. There we go. That's Paul. Thank you, Paul. 250. These are big fish as well. The Marahiro Go Sankey. The colouring is absolutely tremendous. We've been wowed by it for the last 18 months. The colour that he's getting into his koi is quite phenomenal. It's beautiful. So 250 with Paul. Have we got anybody else? 250 with Paul. I'm going to say going once. With Paul, going twice. That has got some character, that koi as well. Going 3 times. And that is sold to Paul. Well done, Paul. So that's 2 of you now in the wheel. What we could do, I guess, if you guys agree to it, we could split that in half, a bag each. You could have half a tub each of Malamix food. At the moment, it's going to go into the wheel for one winner. Let's move on to the next one. The next one is the Ginrin Karashigoi. I think this is a fish you've got to see this with some weight on. You've got to have a bit of confidence that fish is going to pack some bulk on. Of course, Karashigois are traditionally big, very well, heavily built fish. These fish was late arriving in the UK, which means that they'd have been waiting without any food for quite some time before they came. They are in the heat. The feed is on. They are. The condition is building up on them again now. With them, it's maybe a little bit too early for this one at 250. So I will say going once, going twice, going 3 times, and that one is unsold. There we go. Remember to get your wish list forming, guys and girls. I've had an amazing response to the wish list forms. Got a lot of fish to be looking for while we're out there. Remember, there's no commitment, so we can send you the videos of the fish over. See what you think. It's also going to be a good project for me to be on one-on-one with you while I'm there to show you the fish. So the Ginrin Akamatsuba 350 starting bid on this one. Cracking fish. Look at the body. Lovely, lovely. I quite like that one. The pectoral fins, you can see there's white tips on the pectoral fins, which is another element of appreciation on the fish. Excuse me. The colour in the head is it's so strong. It's got like almost a velvety red feel to it. So 350 on the Ginrin Akamatsu. It's 39 centimetre Nisai Marahiro koi. I will say going once, going twice, going 3 times, and that one is unsold also. These fish may well feature in next week's auction, so if you change your mind during the week, the live auction, of course, held on the Saturday. Michael will be doing it next week because I'm not here, but I'm not going to mention that at this present point. Shinoda Hyotsoi, this is a wow fish. This is a wow fish. 350 starting price on that. That is a giveaway price for a 44 centimetre Nisai fish from Shinoda Koi Farm. A good 75-80% chance that it's a female koi. Lovely pattern. The red on it is really, really deep and rich. These fish don't come around too often. So there we go. Somebody's opened us up at 350 on this one. That's Daniel. Yeah, well done. I think Daniel, you has been in on the one last week as well. These fish, they're phenomenal fish. They're so powerful. But then they're elegant as well. When they're swimming around, they're just effortless. I love them. I think every pond should have a Hyotsoi in it. And of course, when you get these different variations of fish in there, it helps enhance the others that are swimming alongside it. So we've got 350 with Daniel. A lot of you guys have... Eric's saying everybody's keeping the money for the Japan trip. I'm so looking forward to keeping up to speed with you guys while I'm there. We're going to see if I can maybe do a live stream into the VIP group while I'm there at some point. I'm not sure how that's going to work, of course, with the Wi-Fi and things like that, but rest assured we will keep you up to date with everything that's going on. So 350 with Daniel. Have we got anybody else? I'm going to sell it. So it is going to sell. So I'm going to say going once, going twice, going 3 times, and that one sold to Daniel. Well done, Daniel. That came through just at the end there. I'm going to have to say that one sold to Daniel. I had said sold before the comment came through. I'm not sure who that was. I think that is the last of the heel story for now. We may be able to find another one pretty soon of the Shinoda one. So well done, Daniel. On to the Tancho. So this one here, I will start this one at 200. This one, bearing in mind the historic damage that it's had to it. Just watch the video. If you haven't got a window in the pond, this really isn't going to affect your enjoyment of this koi. I think even with a window, it's very, very, it's not very visible at all. It may well, of course, as the scales do come back, it could end up flawless on that side. So looking at 200 to get that one going. Look at them big eyes. That fish looks at you as though it knows you. It really has got a personality. Such broad shoulders as well. It is a real chunk of koi. I think it's a male koi. I'm just trying to wrap my memory back now from when we did the video. So Darren is going at 200. I don't blame you, Darren, for that fish. That is a cracking fish. So 200, and you know these fish. That is a beautiful koi viewed from above. You'd have to be pretty critical and sharp-eyed to notice that that part on the side of it. Fantastic. Just show you that once again. You see how feisty they are. They really are strong fish, these. So it's £200 with Danny. I think it was Danny Tracy said. Darren, sorry, Darren. Have we got any more? I will sell it. That's a bargain, that one. So I was going to say going once. Don't leave it too long, guys, because if you do bid last second, I will just wait for the other person to come back and confirm that they're finished. So I'm going to say going twice, going 3 times, and that is sold to Darren. Well done, Darren. You'll be chuffed to bits with that one. I think that's it. The guys are keeping tracks in there. Did the Gindrin Tancho go? Yeah, it did. So thank you, everybody. That was, some bargains gone there today. We have got lots more to show you when we come back from Japan. We've got fish in quarantine at the moment. And of course, we've got all the fish from Japan coming. They will arrive with us at the end of February, early March. At the end of February, early March. Yeah, so they will have gone through the quarantine and be ready to go at the end of Easter. Remember the extra mile we go here at Elite Koi when we're quarantining the fish. We do send fish from all the ponds, gill samples over to check for viruses using the PCR polymer chain reaction process, which is I'm thrilled that we've been able to open that corridor and provide that service as well for our koi. It really does offer an extra layer of protection for you guys and for us. So that's it. I think if anybody hasn't got any questions, or if anybody doesn't want to say anything, oh yeah, got to spin the wheel. they've just put the wheel up. I keep doing this. I keep forgetting to give the giveaway prize away. There you go. You're all in the wheel. 7 kg tub of Malamix food. One of you is going to win it. There you go, Daniel. That is your prize this week. Thank you for joining us. Guys and girls, thank you so much. Obviously, I won't be here next week or the week after. I might be here the week after, I think. But if you need anything, you know where they are. Michael and Tracy, Helen and Deck will all be here at the shop as normal. So Rob's just asking if it's too late to bid £201 on the Tan Show. Really are fantastic. Remember these fish as well. We try and get them into your Facebook group and on the huddle quite early, so you can really have a good look at them. If you need any more videos of them, it's a bit awkward for the fish that we've got off site. We've only got the videos, but if the fish are here, just ask us, and we're more than happy to put them in a bowl and send them through to you. Wow. Thank you ever so much, everybody. We look forward to speaking to you next week. Remember to put the forms in, and we will catch up sometime during the week. Thanks for joining me.